Hello, folks. Welcome back to the stream. It feels good to be back, y'all. Today, we are back with, as you can see from the obnoxiously large title above me, we're doing the space-themed mix. It's gonna be a good time, I'm sure. Who do we have in chat? Zombie Striker, Foe Ryzen, Falcon Destroyer. Good to have y'all. It has been a while since I did these. As some of y'all might know, I was away on vacation last week, so I couldn't do a stream. So I did say I was going to do a makeup stream, and then stuff ended up happening. So I ended up not being able to get around to that. Hopefully I can amend that this week. Maybe an extra stream on Wednesday. We'll see. Shout out 1788. Same, yeah. Have you seen my starter pack of him? Makeup stream. Eyeliner. This is the wrong type of stream, mate. You'll send me that starter. Bet, I got you. I've said it before. I really want to start doing the starter packs again. I had a lot of fun doing those, and then I just stopped for some reason. Here, let me hit you up in DMs. There you are. Particle Arts Remix? Not sure I know what you mean by that. Oh, is that like on his SoundCloud and he never released it anywhere else? Yes, please. Oh, wait, maybe I do know this one. I'll listen in a second after this track is over. I don't have it in this starter pack, but I do have a lot of stuff. It's loud? Oh, I bet. It's 1788L, so... Anywho. Y'all know the deal by now. If you are here joining me for the stream, you must partake with a beverage of choice. For me today, I have classic Baja Blast straight from the can. Beatcraft, good to have you. That's good stuff. Haven't had it in a bit, but every time I do, ooh, it's good. All right. Let me go ahead and take a quick listen to this, just because I want to remind myself what it sounds like. Ooh, wow, you're right. That is loud. Hang on. Let me grab the link so I can just paste it onto here and turn it down. There's the volume knob. Space theme, Space Core, Portal 2. Space! Do I know this one? I know this song at least. Yes, yes, I do know this song. Yep, I forgot how crispy it is, but yep. Yeah, I do remember that song, yes. It's a good one for sure. Alright, let me find... Where are you? Stream mixes, space mix. There we are. I had to pull up Virtual DJ to have it at the ready, so that we could use it for today's stream. On that note, let's switch over. So, if you were here last time, we made it to around 10-ish minutes before we had to call it quits. 10, 11 minutes, roughly. So, we have a lot of ground to cover. So, let's go ahead and play what we got last time so that we can refresh our minds, remember what we ended up doing. Well, remember QPS, I did not stream last week. I said at the end of the stream that I was going to be on vacation during that time, so I would have to do a makeup stream, which is probably going to be this coming week. So no, you didn't miss anything. Didn't we say we were going to add Lunar Abyss next? I do believe we did mention that, yes. Holy Hin Kick. A very apt use for this song, I feel. $1788L has been added, yes. Wait long enough and you'll just see what I mean. What is timely percent out of key? I don't know. Is there like a certain part of it that sounds out of key? Because I don't get that issue myself. It's so wonderful, 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 wonderful. It's pitched up. It is pitched up. Yeah, there was someone who did a mashup of Shelter, Sad Machine, and a couple other songs with Adrift, which is how I found out about Adrift. If Lunar Abyss could work with Moonbeam. Let's listen to this, and then when we get past that, we'll take a look. Here's that 1788L. I remember last stream, actually, I put space visuals over top of this. Yeah, I have no clue how to do songs with weird time signatures like that. They wouldn't line up with the grid. A lot of songs wouldn't work with them. We had to do a lot of tweaking with this part, I remember. It was wild trying to get it to work. Oh, you want to talk space themed? Tempo analyzers wouldn't really work either. Yeah. Isn't Polyrhythm 122.5 tempo too? Like, it's a half tempo. Like, just on top of all the chaos. Man, I love that it dips out right as soon as this part does that. Half tempo, half sharp, 7/4, everything. Yeah, it's utter chaos. That's Phonon in a nutshell, I feel. Phonon weakest day. Weevils! Sonda, welcome in. You missed the start? Yeah, no, we're just doing a recap of what we did last time. Yeah, no, that's Chaos Horizon. QPS, how do you think I feel about Legend of Everything? It's one of the cheapest mashups I've ever made in terms of its, like, ease of creation, and yet it's my most popular mashup ever. Problem is, the frequencies are clashing a whole bunch, so I had to cut the mids out of Supernova to make room for Interstellar. When did I start? Like, probably like 10 minutes ago, because we're just doing a recap. Try not to add Space Laces challenge. Impossible. Well, I imagine the Amen break comes from the song titled Amen. What band, though? I don't remember. I've seen videos of like where it originates from, though. Anyone else got any guesses? Before QPS the Amen break is Christian. I'd hope so if it's called Amen. That's a song, not a mix, Falcon. I gotta do a redo of that at some point. Also, yes, Wasim. Someone, I think Beatcraft reminded me too, so we're definitely set for that. I'm sure that exists. From a song called Amen, Brother. I believe it. Hey, nice. By the band The Winstons. Okay. Okay. I think that right before Starfighter kicks in right there, we cut it. Right there. We'll do that, and then we'll have like some track fade in that we then pair with Lunar Abyss. The question is, what would that be? So let's look at Lunar Abyss, right? By El Shavase? I have no clue how you pronounce it. I've always pronounced it El Shavase. It's a weird spelling name, or it's a weirdly spelled name, yeah. I don't know how on earth you're supposed to pronounce it. If someone could ask them how you're supposed to... If someone could ask them how you're supposed to pronounce it, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, it's Lakavas? Luckface. Luckavase. Luckvas. Look. I swear, if I make a YouTube short about me just failing to pronounce the name, tongue twister, Lakavas. I mean, Lakavas is not too hard to pronounce. It's just remembering to do that. Is it like, I don't want to assume, but it feels like a, just thought of Lakavas. Lakavas? Is it Lakavas or Lakavas? I don't know. Something about the spelling of it feels... It almost feels like it has like French origins or something like that. Just the way it's like, the way it's spelled with like the two S's and the E at the end. And like the weirdly placed consonants. Sometimes it's like that. Tomato, tomato, maybe. Google Translate? Yeah, right. Google Translate's not going to be any help. Fine. If I could spell it right. If I could spell it right. All right, hang on. Nothing comes up. I always win. What are you, William Afton? All right, so this is what Lunar Abyss sounds like. Okay, so the percussion could use a little bit of help, but otherwise, I really think that this could work. That's the most citrus bass I've ever heard. I don't use citrus. That's an FL thing, isn't it? Or am I thinking of another one? I'm probably thinking of another one. Another synth. Sylenth. I think I'm thinking of Sylenth 1. That's what I'm thinking of. But citrus. I don't use citrus. Is that like a preset in citrus? Is that why it sounds like that? Ton 618. That's graphite, right? Graphite. Let's see. There you are. All right, we're in F sharp minor. This is D minor.
Launch sequence activated.
They're roughly the same tempo too. Not Moon Trance. Moon Trance is house tempo. Also, I feel like Moon Trance is more Halloween-ish than space-themed. Welcome in, Blooper. Oh, well, I also want to see if this one works too. We can try both. We have 2 ton 8/16s. Yes, we do.
One minute till self-destruction.
Yeah, let's pitch this up to the right key. See what happens.
1 minute till self-destruction.
See, the problem is that, like, this is regular, like, beat. This is, like, you know, halftime. Lunar Abyss is, like, ba da da da. It's more like faster paced. It's double the pace. The tempo of this one might be a problem. Yeah, the tempo of this one's a problem. That's a good question, QPS. I do wonder that. Thinking of Moonbeam. Okay, well, someone else also mentioned Moon Trance. So, Moonbeam is this one. Okay, this is pretty, but it has the opposite, like, vibe of Lunar Abyss. This one is more uplifting. Lunar Abyss is dark. What is that, Wasim? Can you not adjust tempo? I can adjust tempo, but that far away from, like... We're gonna go to 140. You telling me I should use 110? No. Pair well with Jupiter. Do I have Jupiter? I think I do. Oh, I've got two versions of it. This one, maybe? You are right, Zonda. Needs a little help with the like mixing and stuff, but this and Moonbeam can absolutely work well with each other. In the meantime, however, I need to find something that works with Lunar Abyss. I think that what we should do is find something that works with Lunar Abyss, then we can go into Jupiter and Moonbeam. What is this?
NASA tells us today it's found a new planet too hot.
This might have what we're looking for.
On Kepler 22b.
Again, halftime though, that's the problem. If DAW allowed tempo shifts and projects to be longer... If your DAW allowed tempo shifts and projects to be longer than 15 minutes, make a mega mashup in Audacity. Hey, that's why I always vouch for Mixcraft, because they have a home studio version that allows 16 tracks if you want to. It's cheaper. It's like cheaper than most other DAWs for what we're trying to do here. Glitch Nerds by Camellia. I think I have a Camellia track, but remember, this is a space-themed mix. All right, we're going off of BPM and key. Actually, no, just BPM. No, maybe not that. Okay, that is not F minor. That's like C sharp minor. I swear, it is weird whenever this thing gets it so wrong. What about... This could work. This could work. This leading into Lunar Abyss would be fantastic, I think. So let's see. Let's go to MP3. Stream. Mixes. Where are you? There you are. Space Mix. Space Mix. And then we're going Doctor Who theme orbital remix. Yes. All right. Project Tempo. We are in... Whoop. Is it 138? It is indeed 138. And we're going to pitch this up twice. And then here to here, bring this up to 140. Right, we need to DJM filter this sucker. Then we'll add ourselves a quick mixing reverb. Wait, hold on. We need to filter this in too, I think. The knob needs to be a little less aggressive on Starfighter. Maybe like that, perhaps? I can hear it, Quinn, actually. That's your name, right, Quinn? Okay, yeah, this is a super quiet song. Yeah, compared to that, this song needs some help for sure. Just a bit, just a smidge. Maybe the smidgiest of saturators. We just want to add some warmth. So maybe not Saturn 2. Maybe I use my saturator knob. That seems to do the job pretty well. There we go. Just about there, I think. But now I can turn this back down a little bit. Right about there. Let's line this up. Let's also color this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Let's see. If dubstep is around like the purplish colors, let's make this like a lavender. And what was it? Lacavase? I'm trying to remember. Lunar Abyss. Yeah, don't worry. I managed to compensate with the loudness. Abyss of the Lunar. Let's make this like that color. This is 138 tempo. All right, where is it? There you are. That way it lines up nice and evenly. Well, hold on. We're almost there. We just need to add in some 3-band EQs on these puppies. Let's cut the lows out of this. Right about there, I'd say. Boost the lows on Lunar Abyss to make up for it. Just a little bit. Right about there, I'd say. Don't really need to do anything with the mids, so we could just leave this as is with the... Yeah, this works. Oh. Oh, hold on. Yes. And then? Y'all see the vibe I'm picking up? Let me boost this up to here. Pretty intense, and then it drops. Okay, well, regardless of what happens, I'm just gonna... Do. There we go. Space! And then here as well. Do the same thing here, just to keep it even. Should this be with something else? I don't know. I feel like this is kind of fine as is, almost. But what could we pair it with? Maybe this? That's D minor. That is very much D minor. Not BPM. Tag editor. There we go. You asked about Moon Trance, so let's take a look. Do I have more than one, or am I thinking of something else? Moon Trance. Yeah, that's 128. Let's see what happens. I'm getting there. Maybe. Let's give it a try. tricky thing to remember is that the what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Okay, it's house technically, but we're raising it up. Quiet song. There we go. That's nice. That's an interesting choice to have it just in the right ear there. We do love panning, yes. All right, you know what? Y'all cooked. This was a good idea. My stream audio's mono? Ah, well, not much can be done about that. Wait, what? Oh, I must have missed something. Hang on. Aha, that's what I missed. Can I do it one more time, maybe? There are they? There we go. All right, take care, Verizon. Hey, don't forget, we got a collab to do. All right, we got some stuff we got to work on. That moment when you somehow forget your hotkeys. What was I gonna do? It was Moonbeam, and wait, someone mentioned Exoplanet. The remix, right? We're gonna do that? I mean, obviously, right? Gotta give them some teasers here and there, right? Gotta have some fun with it. Moonbeam and Jupiter, yes. Not Kepler. That was one of the ones I looked at. Okay, when we could do a key shift and bring this in after the Moonbeam and Jupiter one. Jupiter was one of them for sure. Yeah, the Chris Justin remix. But let's add in Moonbeam first. I'll show you in a second, but we're about to add Moonbeam and Jupiter. Another quiet song. All right, this is like a trancey kind of track, so let's go with maybe one of these. Yeah, that's a bit of crunch, just a little. I just wanted to boost it a little. Wait, I have an idea. Da do da do. Da do da do. Da do da do. Down do do. Down do. 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 Trying to see if I can match the chords. Make it less minor. Dun dun doo. Dude. I just want to see how that sounds in context. It does sound warbly, you're right. So what if... I have an idea. I'm going to add a chroma on it, set it to MIDI input, so it doesn't get affected until I add some chords underneath. Let's call this a chroma trigger. And we'll color this... What's a color I wouldn't use on any type of track? How about the Melodyne? Melodyne doesn't really work on chords, unfortunately. You got to be a little bit more intentional with it. Black. I don't have a black, so... How about this? Well, what's like... How about this? Something like that. Something like that, maybe? It's a step away from a certain game, I imagine. All right, use MIDI from Chroma Trigger. Where I learned all this music theory? Was it a class? Some of it was a class, yes. But a lot of it was self-taught on YouTube tutorials. And through songs, yeah. Learning, like just listening to tracks with the intention of learning what works and what doesn't. It does, doesn't it? Let's turn off Moonbeam temporarily. Hold on. One of these... And that, my friends, is why you don't use triads. It was, wasn't it? Disgusting! What the hell? Why does that sound off? Yeah. Is it a pitch? That chord called me physical pain? Or it caused me physical pain. Oh, okay. I know what I need to do. I need to mess with the mix. So that it's not triggered until this point. Please let me adjust. There we go. I love this plugin, man. It is super useful and kind of cheap too for the power that it has. And then we were going to add Jupiter. Right here. Do we have Cosmic Blaster? I actually don't know. We do. Hang on. Meteor. What's Meteor? I can't remember. We could totally do this one next, though. Meteor. What does that sound like? Shit, I'm down to bring things up to G minor. Cosmic Blaster. Meteor's 135, yeah. Cosmic Blaster's the one that's faster. This is a summer drink right here. So, yeah, this and Meteor I think would be a great combo if we pitch it up to G. I think that would be great. Started doing cover arts. Sick. Mind sending one over? Or a few, so I could see. This is a very colorful set of tracks we're working with. There it is. I like the art stuff you're doing. I would really like to see what glitchy looks like in your style. I think that would be really fun. I mean, I think you did glitchy before. Yeah, my dragon character. I gotta make an official ref sheet for them. No, my dragon character. The one in the cover arts of all of my music. Yeah, Jupiter needs to be kind of refitted, I think. It can fit, but I think, yeah. Yeah, the glitch effect that you're doing on your stuff is really fun, too. I really like that. No worries, Wasim. Sure. I clicked on the wrong thing. La la. This is pretty. We're crossing the 15-minute mark shortly. Percussion feels a little off. I think it's Jupiter being a little weird and quirky. See if I can fix that. It's desync? Not desync, just like it's shifted a little. Yeah, this is like textbook, like old school kind of mix, I feel. At least for me, because like this is the kind of stuff that I would make when I was making stuff like Global Digitality back in the day. Like the first Global Digitality, the first ever long form mix I ever did. So this is very nostalgic to me, and I'm all here for it. Let's cut it here and bring this up a little. We can have Jupiter come back in a little bit. That's nice and crunchy. I like it. Just the right amount. Or do I want to take... Maybe for this, to keep it interesting and not, you know, just the same every time throughout. boost the mids here. Plus 14. And then we'll cut the mids of Jupiter down but to minus 24 or 26. There we go. One of the two. So, like, compare the two. No need to do that. The base is following the same progression, roughly. Moonbeam's base is like so dominant, it almost doesn't matter. All right, what were we gonna do? We were gonna do Cosmic Blaster and that one Shirobon track. Meteor, right? Let's do Meteor first. Meteor by Shirobon. Is it Shirobon or Shirobon? I always say Shirobon. Let's put that there. Problem with that is that when it comes to that, you don't want to cut too much. Otherwise, you might create phasing issues. There's a lot of advice on YouTube that says, cut out the lows, scoop the middle, do a lot, cut out what you don't hear. So they would take a thing and hard cut everything to around here, but there's a lot of stuff around here that's actually really nice on the ears, and taking it out actually makes things sound thinner. So what I'd recommend doing in that case is lessening it and making it less intense. Something around here to here. Just a bit, because you don't want to remove too much or else you're actually going to cause a problem. All right, this and Cosmic Blaster. Hang on. Why did it jump there? That's weird. That was a weird cut in the middle there, so... Oh, it's Cosmic Blaster. I see. So it has a false start at the beginning. Got it. Yeah. They were both trolling me. Let's see what happens. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that works. Not sure what good side chaining one of them would do.
I just realized I was wearing a Space Godzilla shirt. That wasn't intentional, actually, but it fits today.
I'm already in the intergalactic mood, absolutely. Wait, whoa, hello. Hold on. We could do a switch here. Have we decided on the name for the entire mashup? It's a space-themed mix. That's all we're calling it. The Space Mix. Okay, now we got to pair this with something. At least I feel like it would be a good idea to pair it with something. I'm really not a fan of the sense of the drop, so I kind of feel like using this as an interlude kind of thing would be a good idea to transition into something else. What that would be, I'm not sure yet. Right. What if we put vocals on it? Depends what kind of vocals we talking.
NASA tells us today it's found a new planet.
Kepler 22b.
Maybe this track? What genre goes into this mix? Pretty much anything, really. There's no real limitation. I mean, we've got like double time. I'm considering doing some color bass. We've got some heavy dubstep. We've got some chip step. We've got some future bass. Some dark vibes. Some really epic vibes. And just some kind of groovy kind of vibes. That's heavy color bass though. Yeah, so. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff we can use. Same here. Space Invaders was good. It still is, obviously. This is old school kind of vibes, but modernized, I feel. And right now we are at this kind of vibe. That's a good question. Let's see. Death. Wow. Breath by Prue, is it pronounced? Let's see. Convexity vibes? Already? With those jazzy kind of chords. Groovy. You're parking at the space station at the club. You can see the spotlights kind of flashing overhead. Yes, this is good. I like this. I apparently already have the song. Wait, what? No, I don't. Oh, there it is. It must have downloaded automatically and I didn't realize. I was like, wait, why is it saying I already have the track? I don't have the track. I see date last modified. It's right now. Oh, it didn't actually download. That's why. It created like a ghost file. That's weird. Let's fix that. I have never seen it do that. There we go. But yes, that is a fantastic pick. Might be too funky. No, I think it would work. It's kind of got that kind of synth-wavy kind of funk vibe, which I really like. And I did say we could use some synthwave in this mix. It almost like, I could see it working with Barely Alive's kind of stuff, because it's got that kind of, you know, that kind of vibe. So I have an idea. I'm going to take the 3-band filter, bring the mids up here to here. Like so. So plus 12 is probably good. Why all this MIDI stuff? We don't need all this. Can we just get rid of this? I don't know. And then bring it down for Cosmic Blaster. By about there. What if I did that? That might be kind of cool. There we go. All right. Now, we need something to pair with Cosmic Blaster. That's what we're working towards right now. So this kind of like dubstep-y kind of vibe, but not super dubstep-y. It's not intense or nothing. Nova is way too slow. Nova, like... Here, let me show you what I mean. So it's like 110 tempo. If I go to 140, second drop, you say? I mean, it sounds cool. However, now it's double time. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's double time. I do want to use Nova, for sure, but maybe later. I can't even use Solar Grit for that same reason, because even in the double drop, it's double timed. I could totally use this next, though. Exoplanet is A, way too dark, and B, the key is way too far away. The second drop is 3/4, but yeah, triplets. It is in triplets, yes. So I'm thinking let's do something that leads into Solar Grit's second drop. Maybe we can save the first drop for something else. Then we could do some, or maybe we can hold off on Solar Grit and come back to it later, I think. There's a lot of things we could do with it, I'm sure. We're already using Moonbeam. Dubstep in 3/4. You in triplets? That exists. We could lead to Exoplanet, but we got to do something first. Because A, it's dark as hell, and the key is very far away. It's like a fifth away. Only a fourth away if you're going just up, but yeah. Straight up 3/4, no triplets. That also exists, I think. Not in high amounts, but yeah. What are you?
I just wanna
Hello? Wait, hold on. End of the world. I don't think so, but I'll see. Let's see. Where is it? Where are you? Levity is 148, so that would force me to like speed it up a little bit too. That's another thing I would have to worry about. That's not an issue though, but I just got to keep that in mind. Where are you? Where'd I put you? I'm probably skipping. There you are. That is E flat major, C minor. Yeah, that's too far away too. Unless I were to like massively pitch it down.
Why does the sea rush to shore? Why does my heart go and beat? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world?
These vocals are pitched down, might I add.
Love me anymore.
Ugh. That's... Okay, for context, this is what it sounds like when it's not pitched weirdly. Quality difference is stark when you pitch it down like that. That's why I try to avoid pitching songs down. It's messy as hell, man. So, maybe not that track. What are you?
As I know I should do.
You know what? End of the world, let me stay could work for a finale kind of vibe. Following Space was cool. If it is truly C minor.
Space was so cool.
Duh.
So cool.
Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. No, no, no. Oh, wait a minute. That's...
but it won't even live in a memory. You never.
That is not C minor. That is C sharp major. Fascinating. What is this then?
To leave my heart on this loose. Want you feeling?
I mean, I could obviously pitch stuff around if I wanted to. That's an option. Like, what if I did that? Hello, hello. We're trying to figure out something to go with Cosmic Blaster. Let's rewind a little bit to, why not? Right here, I think. This is heartwarming. It is. We're trying to do something with Cosmic Blaster that will then lead into Exoplanet after. I kind of wonder what would happen if you were to flip this around. So, like, what if there and there? Something like that. And then here, we get more of the melodic kind of stuff. Because Moonbeam's beat is kind of emphasized here. Here, however, it goes 4 on the floor. There we go. Yes, sir. Key change indeed. I'm hoping to have plenty of those. And folks, we have surpassed 16 and a half minutes. Close to 17 at this point. Actually, no, by the time we get here, it will be past 17 minutes. I love that this mix is very much giving me Global to Totality vibes. Because this is totally the kind of stuff I would do for that. Second drop of Moonbeam? Maybe. Let's give that a shot. See, the problem with it is that, unfortunately, Moonbeam is 4 on the floor. This dips into halftime, which is why we're trying to find something to pair with it, because we don't have one of those yet. Closest thing I can think of so far is the drop of this.
We are now arriving on Kepler 22b.
Oh my god. Songs with those kinds of titles instill fear into me. But I'll give it a try. It doesn't even show. What was it called? Link? No, Cosmo. What? Why? What are all these title, like, weird symbols or whatever? Cosmic, okay. Albi remix, you say? Where? Okay. This is overwhelming me. I'm sorry. Honestly, I got Albi from the get-go, but I still don't. This endeavor is overwhelming me. Trying to navigate all these, like, yeah, it's hard with all the symbols. Not to mention, like, people are just trying to relate it to, like, the Geometry Dash levels, and I'm like, my dude, I just want to find a song. I'm going back to this list, man. I'm sorry. Soulwind is C minor, so that will not work. AU5? I'm down for some AU5. There was this track, but it's double time. So we're going to have to... we're either going to have to... Screw it. This is our mix. We can do whatever we want. AU5, not Interstellar. What does Interstellar sound like, though? But no, we want levity. This is G minor. That sounds weird when you do that. All right, levity. Anything goes? Yeah, anything goes. We could do whatever we want with our mix. And I want to do something like this. A Civ suggestion. Levity, right? Was it? I don't know. Hey, Civ, if you're here, can you verify? All right, we're in E, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Nope. 1 too high. No, you mean Interstellar. Maybe. I don't know.
I just wanna take time. Oh. Oh, take me out of your wide awake. For me. Burning like a fever.
Maybe, actually, because I kind of want to have that intro. Maybe... Whoa! The call and response? Yo. Hold on, we need... Take care, QPS. Good to have you.
So bathe in ecstasy, it's where I belong. So bathe in ecstasy, and the melody will be all wide awake.
Solar Grit will be much later, because that will bring us up to 140 again, eventually. Okay, I think that's the game. Maybe? Maybe not this part. Oh, we could really easily do something really eerie and twisted with this to lead into Exoplanet. Oh, yes. Check this out. So we're in the key of G minor. So what we need to do is pitch it down to C minor. So that's -7. So let's grab Creo's Exoplanet, bring that in. And this is going to be that color, I think. We're in 140 tempo still. Yeah, At the Speed of Light, I feel is it's not a bad song for this. Context really matters. The problem is a lot of Geometry Dash players relate it too much with hellish themes, even though the original artist didn't even intend for that. They intended for it to be like to embody the terrifying speed of going at the speed of light. Bloodbath. Cataclysm. Many others. Yeah, you see what I did with the whole, like... Maybe not chroma trigger. We need snare helper. Because the snare of Exoplanet kind of sucks. So it needs a little help. Oh, wait, what if... Just to see. Because why not? Oh. I like this. Yeah, this is good. It's dark, ominous, terrifying. We love high-pitching stuff. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, we've got our foundation for this next section. Let's do this. Maybe one more. Actually, what time is it? Yeah, we can keep going, actually. It's like you encounter a terrifying, huge planet-eating space whale. So Ganesh from Fossil Fighters. Got it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Necromancy by Zircon. Zircon Necromancy. What key is that? Oh, that's E flat. E flat minor. I mean, I'll grab it, but I don't think it'll work for this section. But I'm 100% down to use it for this. Zircon. There we go. All Around Us by Staraya. Not sure I know that one. Two weeks ago. This could also have potential to be added to the 2026 playlist. Which, by the way, if you want... If any of you out there want to contribute to this year's 2026 playlist, I officially have a crowdsource playlist for you all to add songs to. And I have already added some songs from this list. This is not the suggestion stream. So what? Who cares? We can do whatever we want. If we think we need more suggestions, we can get more suggestions. I should have done this at the beginning of the stream, but better late than never. Yes, sir. But yes, Staraya and the Arcturians. This has potential to be added to the 2026 playlist, if not this one. We'll see.
Don't we all know the feeling of wanting to belong, searching for something greater to
G major? Not very common.
yeah, we just play along. Let's pretend it's the one day when we're ascending. We found a way. One day we're gonna wake
Disciple vibes must. Yeah, Disciple vibes much. Yeah, if you want to add this to the 2026 playlist, maybe that'll work. For this?
I know it's hard to see the good when everything goes wrong. It's all a lesson to be learned. And
I don't know. For space, I don't know if it fits with that. A minor. Key is a little too far away. This can go with Soulwind. I don't think so. Minus 20C. Is that like in relation to the pitch? Is that what you mean? Alien Weapon could work. How do you add a song to it? You click on the link that I shared, and then you have access to the playlist. So then you add to it like you would any other Spotify playlist. Because the link that I sent is the invite collaborators link, which means you should have access to it. Is it? Hang on. Oh, it is. You're right. Right after Burn It Down. Which, by the way, Burn It Down was suggested by y'all and is, in fact, in the playlist. All right, let's recap where we're at. I don't know if we did yet. Only thing I can see working with this is Alien Weapon. I think that's the only song that can go well with this, so let's try it and go from there. We'll do a couple more songs and then we'll call it a stream. And this is dubstep, so absolutely we're going to go purple. Wait. Hold up. Does that line up? Well, we don't know. Hold on. Oh, that lines up perfectly, actually. All right, I want to adjust the drop actually real quick. Dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it. Let's accent that. Yeah. We're good. That's good. That's good. Sorry, I had to focus. I had to lock in for a second. The 2025 mix is about to hit 1K. Yeah, it's not too far away from it. I'm pretty happy with that. It's kind of cool. Imagine power sound by... no, not LEPs. We do not like LEPs around here. That guy was proven to be a creep. Ugh. All right, now something to go with alien weapon. We're in pure dubstep territory at this point, so what's up? What's the Maybe my own song? If we just speed things up a little bit, maybe. Yeah, it's a shame, but yeah, Ellipse was outed as one of those kind of people. All right, let's add The Orbital, Part 1. Colbrick said, "Hell, nope." about what Ellipse was up to. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Good on Colbricks for. Yeah, it's a shame too because of the four-way collaboration. That they've got. Who, Ellipse or Colbricks? Yeah, Colbricks doesn't really have the highest standard for himself, which is unfortunate because I really do think that he has potential to be a great. He just needs to believe in himself a little bit. Ooh, same thing here, maybe. All right. We've got ourselves a double pairing. Doesn't really need it. Is that in triplets? Not quite. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we worked with just kind of pairs with each other. Like I said earlier, global digitality vibes. I mean, let's see. Coldbreaks has an ID that is a collab with NDK, you're pretty sure. I'd have to be the judge of that. I'd have to listen to see for myself. Said it might not happen in the meantime. Well, you never know, really. He could also be keeping things under wraps. I'd like to collab with Coldbreaks. I think that would be kind of fun. Once this album that I'm working on's finished, that would be really sick. He has all the makings of like a lot of cool sounds that I think would really work well with my style, I think. Okay, let's not do that actually. Color base X color base is going to be sweet. What do you mean color base X color base? I mean, kinda, a little bit. More so my new album, too. But I'd say I'm more of a, like, color adjacent kind of artist. If that makes sense. See how that sounds. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Hold on, this needs a little bit of crisping up. Just the smidgiest of smidges. Right about there. What? That's not what I meant to do. Okay, that actually is kind of cool. All right, hold on. Let's see how this sounds all together. Not sure I know what you mean exactly. I'm aware something's going on, though. Oh yeah, that I'm aware of. We can almost let these two just play on their own like that. With like maybe some accents here and there. Hold up. There we go. I don't know why it does that. Hold on, let me have this play out a little. Do we have a Temanite? Good question. I don't think so. I don't think we have Temanite yet. Let's see. We've got Virtual Riot, Anki, Hinkick, 1788L, myself, Star Fox, Extruler, Excision, Dion Timmer, the Doctor Who theme, Lackavase. Now I know how to pronounce that. Lackavase. Lindsay Sterling, Waterflame F777, the Jupiter Remix, Shirobon, another F777, AU5, Creo, another AU5, another one of me. We do not have Temanite yet. Stardust in the Universe, mayhaps. Let me see what that sounds like. Because it's one key away. This paired with the second drop of the Orbital Part 1 would be kind of sick, not gonna lie. And maybe even the second drop of Alien Weapon if we so desire. Let me lead over to it. Just so we have it on standby. But first, Stardust in the Universe. In the universe. When is Lunar Whale? No clue. We're just figuring this out as we go, pretty much. How's the drop go? I failed to check that. Hey, you can't judge. You're obsessed with coal breaks, my friend. Glass houses. All right, and then what about these? They're in E flat minor, according to this. Hold up, hold up, hold up.
This is Space Prodigy.
Oh, this has plenty of reverb.
This is Space Prodigy.
Oh, but what if we pitched it all up to F?
This is Space Prodigy.
And then what is Don't Mind? Right. Not quite the vibe we're aiming for this, but worth keeping in mind. We already have the Orbital Part 1. We don't have a lot of dubstep, do we? Not all that much. What about this? Yeah, too fast. How about you? right, I have a direction. Oh, I've got a direction, folks. This with space gravity. Come on. And then if we wanted to, hold on, let me bring this up.
NASA tells us to
On Kepler 22b.
Three-way drop? Yes, sir. I'm down for that. All right. So let's see. We're gonna need 2 of these because we're bringing in 2 more tracks. So one of them was Kepler 22b. Yes. And we also have, what was the other one? The other one was not Lost Ambitions. What was the other one? Hang on. Space Gravity Trianglory. That's right. Gotta make more videos. You are right about that, my friend. I do need to make more videos. I just need to get into the groove of doing that. What I kind of want to do is make a stream highlights reel out of all of the streams leading up to the 2025 mix and just put them all together as a means to then kind of A, showcase the making of it, and B, highlight some of the best moments from it, I think. I just need to find a viable way to collect clips off of live streams without downloading the entire live stream, because I feel like that is going to be a massive problem for me if I try to do that. The comeback highlights? Yeah, exactly. There's like lots I can do. So close. Right there. Let me skip ahead to where the drop might be. Oh, I feel like I just missed it. Yep. Yes, yeah, it's right there. Okay, cool, we got it. This could be really cool. That was clean, and I didn't even have to do that much. What if? Wait, no, we want it here. There we go. Wait, what if? What? I don't need to do anything. Isn't that nice when it just works out like that? What if? Yeah, that's sick. What if, instead of that... Do. There we go, that's a little better. I think that's better. Less jarring. Kind of just gotta let that play, I guess. I don't like the... Da. Cool in theory, but doesn't quite work the way I want it to. What if I just play it straight? Not bad, not bad. Not amazing, but I think it kind of works. Oh, that kind of works. Yeah. From the whole beginning? I don't think so. I don't know about that. We're 24 minutes into this mix. I'm not going to play a full 24 minutes. Tell you what. We'll save Kepler 22b and Space Gravity for the next stream. You meant the drop? Yeah, sure, of course. Well, we'll get to that. But first, I would like to go back to where we started off today. And let's re-listen to what we did today. Ended the stream by accident. Now, we were at the cutoff point anyways. Now, hold on. We left off last time at 10 minutes, 30 seconds, roughly. We basically doubled the mix. Oh, shoot, you're right. We need the space visuals. There we go. Planet. Yes. Oh. What's nice is that this is a subtle tempo shift. You don't even notice it yet. Geronimo! Joy to the world! Planet is purposefully spelled wrong. Yeah, I recognize that joke from last time. Don't you worry. No clue. I really like this moment. It fits really well. I should just wear this shirt for the duration of, like, us doing these streams.
Good old Space Godzilla. I got this at a con recently.
Right, Moon Trance is in here. I actually forgot about that. This is what I love about these mixes. When we do it like this, we kind of just like, when we go back to listen to them, we kind of remind ourselves and kind of surprise ourselves with what we did with them. It's awesome. The chroma trigger stuff, yes. That turned out really nicely. I'm glad chroma exists so we can do stuff like this. F777 approaching. We're there, mate. We had a lot of trancy kind of stuff today with like the double time kind of stuff. Right, the Jupiter remix, yes. This is like Global Digitality remastered. Wasim, hold on to that song for next time. I don't know what that is, but I'm willing to take a listen to that next time. Key change. I forgot we did this. Astro. Like Astro Badass from MDK? Sesame Flister. Astro from Staraya, got it. I'm glad we were able to get some Shirobon in this. I like how it sounds in this. Oh, that changed very nicely. There was Zonda, and I was actually experimenting with that earlier. We did end up leaving it with that because it was short enough to the point of where we were able to just say, yeah, screw it, let's just leave it. Pixel War by who? You were saying, Wasin? Indeed, Beatcraft, indeed. Someone suggested that we bring it back because it fits this part really nicely. You think that was you? I wouldn't be surprised. Beatcraft. No space whale this time. Oh, just in time for the Orbital Part 1 to play in the background. Best? I don't know about best. It's up there, though. Top 5, I'd say. Which is funny, because it's like the drop of one song, but like a verse of another. And then the Orbital Part 1 comes in as it's playing on stream in the background. Vibey. Clips are repeating. I'm not surprised. It's supposed to be a 3-hour like loop kind of thing. And that's where we are at for the time being. We're right about here. Just shy of 24 minutes. So yeah, we more than doubled the mix this time, which I think is lovely. Very lovely. I don't know when I'm going to do another stream. Probably Wednesday. To do the makeup stream. We'll see. But I will say, regardless of that, we are firmly back in doing weekly live streams again. I have no clue how long this mix is going to be. No clue. Anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. It's a wide range. It's not going to be 30 minutes. I feel like probably 45 to an hour is more accurate at this point with how fast we're moving through this. It's incredible, man. Just super cool. Wish new videos would come out between streams. I do want to work on that. I will work on that. In fact, I'm going to see if I can find a way to collect clips off of YouTube streams that doesn't require me downloading the entire stream. Because if I can figure that out, that would be so helpful for me to be able to do that. I would love to be able to take all of those live streams that I did in the past, have a program collect like 5-minute clips, like 3 to 5 minute clips of my choosing, pick a point, and just download it from there. If you can figure that out. You'd love to be able to do that too? Yeah, no problem. I'll post it in the Discord server at some point. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can figure that out. And in the meantime, yes, streams are back to normal regularity at this point. I will try to do a makeup stream probably on Wednesday. And I will keep you posted on that. Again, if you are not in the Discord server, link is in the description. I highly recommend going there to, again, join the community in the Discord server and also have it as a means of keeping up to date with everything that's going on my projects and such, including stuff for the channel or stuff for releases, stuff like that. That is the best way to get notified of when I will be releasing stuff or doing anything related to the channel. So, yeah. No worries, Zonda. I'll probably do a different time than normal, too, so we'll see. Again, that is why going into the Discord server is probably your best bet if you are not already in there. So, highly recommend, but in the meantime, all of you guys tuning in for this stream, thank you. This stream, in general, turned out really fun, and honestly, we made a lot of good stuff today. Just a lot of cool moments here and there. It's really fun. It's stuff like this that makes me want to do the stream highlights kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm going to go and figure that out. But in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next stream. Peace.